To this story, the men accused of the gang rape and robbery of a music crew in Krugersdorp in July are back in court today. They face multiple counts of rape, sexual assault and robbery with aggravating circumstances. A minor is also among the suspects. Now, last month, the case was postponed when the state asked for more time to obtain DNA evidence linking some of the accused to the crimes. eNCA reporter Manqoba Mchunu is on that story and joins us. Good morning, Manqoba. We understand there's a significant development in this particular case. Talk to us about the breaking news.
Well, certainly, Mfundo, we do understand that all charges of rape, sexual assault, as well as robbery have now been withdrawn against the 14 suspects that had been appearing here in court. Of course, you recall that they were due to appear on the 28th of November, but we understand that there was a requisition from the state for them to appear here before court this morning. And this is because of the new development as far as investigations are concerned. We understand that the state has now withdrawn those charges. But to speak further on this and just to get a sense of why the charges were withdrawn, I'm joined by the NPA's and Pindi Mchunu. Thank you, Pindi, for your time. Let's start here. Just confirm for us, first of all, that the charges have been withdrawn and why.
Indeed, yes, we can confirm as the NPA that the charges of rape, sexual assault, and robbery with aggravating circumstances were withdrawn against all 13 men, plus the minor that was charged in this case.
And what was the reason for that, Pindi? Because we understand that it has to do with investigations. Of course, we know that police have been saying that these are the suspects that have been linked to this particular case.
Well, upon consultation with the complainants in the matter, and with all the evidential material that has been gathered so far, it became apparent that we cannot proceed with prosecution. Hence, we then decided as the NPA that since we are now aware that we have insufficient evidence to continue with the case, it is upon us to requisition all the accused so that the charges can be withdrawn in court.
So what happens now? Are these suspects still behind bars, and what other charges are they going to be facing?
Indeed, yes, they remain in custody. They are now only facing the charge of contravening the Immigration Act, and they will be back in court on the 1st of November 2022 as the matter was postponed for legal aid to consult with their clients.
But surely this might be an indictment as far as this matter is concerned, given that, we were quite certain that, these were the people that are accused of this crime. Is it so for you as a state?
Well, it's in the nature of the work that we do, Manqoba. Remember that once suspects appear in court, a docket is brought with certain information contained in the docket, and we then use that information as the NPA to decide whether or not to place the matter on the roll. So back then, when we placed the matter on the roll, we believed that we have established prospects of a successful prosecution. But as the investigations were ongoing, then new evidence was brought to us in the form of the results, the outcome of the DNA, and that then prompted us to consult with the complainants, and upon that consultation, it became clear that we cannot continue with the case currently. So investigations are ongoing, and they will be prosecutorially guided.
Okay, thank you very much, Pindi, for your time. I want to bring in now the Western District Police Commissioner, Major General Fred Kekana. If you can just come here, sir, just so that we can get a response from the police as well on what really happened here. Thank you, General, for your time. What happened here?
Thanks, Manqoba. Yeah, it's not pleasing at the moment that due to the fact that through DNA, they are not linked. Although they were pointed out during identity parade. That's the unfortunate part. As Pindi has indicated, investigation is still ongoing. The case is still not closed. All of them are undocumented in the Republic. Therefore, while investigation is still ongoing, they will still be facing the charge of being undocumented in the Republic. And in the process, we hope that as investigation is still a process that is ongoing, we might be able to still resolve some of the issues that need to be addressed.
But aren't you failing the victims as police? Because they were quite certain that they're going to find justice and closure.
No, as I indicated, through DNA they were not linked, but the same victims were part of the identity parade, and they pointed them physically to say this one and this one are the people who sexually assaulted us. And it's unfortunate. After consultation, they had to go in for consultation in preparation for this case and trial to start. That's when then after that consultation and engagement, it became apparent that there's no need for now to proceed with the case.
But you as the police had come out to say that you were quite certain that you have the right suspect. In fact, you had said that, when we spoke to you a few months ago, that you have video evidence linking these suspects to the crime, and also that you had a DNA that were taken.
Yeah, DNA, as I indicated, when I said buccal samples is DNA, the DNA test results are the ones that didn't link them for now. That's why we had to use another mechanism of identity parade, where they pointed them physically to say, this one and this one are the ones that sexually assaulted us. And after engagement and consultation with NPA, the victims were with the advocate responsible for the case. And that's when, after consultation, even despite them having pointed down, it became apparent that there's no, for now, there is no need to proceed with this case for now.
So are you saying that we might see some of these suspects returning back to court? What's happening with that investigation now? Do you mean these men are still out, those that committed this?
Yeah, yes. As we indicated even previously, that we are still looking for some of the suspects, and we are still looking for them. And we are hopeful and positive and confident that we will be able to get a hold of them and be able to capture them. That's where we are currently. It's unfortunate, but those that are still out, as previously indicated, they are still there. We are looking for them, and we are hopeful that we will be able to capture them, as indicated.
Okay, thank you very much for your time. That was General Fred Kekana, who speaks who's the district commissioner here in the West Rand, just saying that, of course, they had thought that they had the right suspect, but it became apparent during those investigations that these were actually not the right suspects. Of course, these have been linked, or these suspects were linked to that incident that happened in July. And the victims were quite hopeful that they will get some sort of closure. But of course, this then takes back the investigation. We're back at square one as far as that is concerned. But these suspects are expected to appear in court. But Mfundo, tomorrow we are expecting one other suspect to appear here in court. You recall, of course, that last month there was a police officer, or an ex-police officer, that was arrested in connection with this case after she was found with some of the stolen items. She will be appearing here at this court to face charges of theft as well as defeating the ends of justice.